This is a 1955 Austin A30. They were initially going to, Austins were initially going to call it the Baby Austin, but they decided that they'd call it the A30, reflecting the horsepower.
Yeah, absolutely. And lots sold? Was this a big family car?
It was a small family car. Yes, I think there were many sold, but I'm not sure of the numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, very authentic inside, looks absolutely fantastic.
We've owned the car for 35 years, but it's only been reconditioned, refurbished in the last 4 years, and I've tried to stay as near to the original specifications as I could.
They built them to last, didn't they? They did build them to last. Now we've got another nice... Am I with you? Ah, there we go. Right, thanks, Richard. Lovely cars, fantastic sights. As I say, we give them first go because of the links of what we've now found was the very naughty Herbert Austin with the hall here. And we're going to go from England to Germany very shortly because we're going to have the parade of the Mercedes who are waiting in the wings. So in a moment, as the Austins go out one way, we're going to get the Mercedes coming in from the other side. Fantastic. Good. Now down at the end here, we've got what I guess is the contrast, because this is what I think of as a Mercedes. This is the pattern that's made them big luxury cars. When's this from? Sorry? When is this one from? What year?
96.
96. So this is a modern, very luxurious car, leather upholstery. I take it you've got all the trimmings in there?
Yes.
Yeah. And engine?
220.
220, right? So that's what I think of as a Mercedes. Now, round here is something totally different. There is a gentleman whose name I won't tell you, but it begins with JC and ends with Larkson, who is rude about these things and calls them Nazi staff cars. But it looks magnificent. Tell us about this one.
Well, I've had the privilege today of driving this beautiful beast from 1954, I don't know it, but it is not my car, I must confess, and I wish it was. But the gentleman on my left is very kindly, Mr. Jeff Marshall, who owns the car, has allowed me the privilege of driving it. So if I hand over to Jeff.
Yeah, absolutely, do. Tell us about your car, Jeff.
Yeah, 1954.
And what's under the bonnet?
3 litre.
And again, incredibly luxurious car. When did Mercedes switch from this sort of classic pattern to the one we know now? Around about the 60s, yeah, so into the 60s. And you got the white wall tyres, you got everything there, it looks absolutely fantastic. Is this original?
Yeah, all original.
All original. So they last well as well.
Nice cents to the gallon.
They didn't really sort of build them for fuel efficiency in those days, did they? They do nowadays. I don't know, what sort of mileage do you get out of this, sir?
It does around about 22 to gallon.
Which is not bad for a car this size, is it?
Not bad.
Yeah.
It's a 2.8 litre engine, straight six, fuel injected.
Yeah.
But on a tour we can probably get 24 to gallon out of it.
Yeah, and 0 to 60 in a very respectable time.
Yeah, it's about 7 seconds.
Yeah, looks
7 seconds.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks great. And again, attention to detail on the inside. We've got a beautiful panel in there that matches the exterior. Another one here, which we've got the lovely beige brown leather upholstery, and looks fantastic. Slightly different here, slightly different pattern. What have we got here?
Hi, this is a 129, 2001. It's one of the last ones they made. I think this colour they only made about 50. So it's a 3.2 V6.
Nice. And again, the leather, the attention to detail, automatic shift, radio. Is that CD as well?
CD as well.
Which is not bad for them, because not many cars did in those days, did they? It's in those days, but hey, not that far ago. Not that long ago, but still, a lot of cars still didn't have CD at that point. And it looks very nice.
Life, it's done 100,000 miles.
Yeah,
Runs
you
very
wouldn't get
smoothly
about
still.
for £13,000 nowadays, so it's got to be worth it, isn't it?
Yeah, I hope so. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, looks actually, I mean, it looks as good inside as it does outside, so fantastic. And the Mercedes 200 Auto, and you're selling this one then? Somebody could drive away with this today.
If they've got the money with them, yeah.
I know. And we got German and British flags, as is only fair. Is this, have you done any work on this, or is this also original?
No, I bought it off a friend last Saturday down in Cardiff, and we drove it back.
Oh, fair enough. There we go. And if anybody wants a Mercedes, come and talk to the man. Right, just before we finish then, let's have a quick look at this one. Another of the modern Mercedes, and another one with, I think it's fair to say, a little bit of power under the bonnet. Is that right?
Yeah, just a bit, yeah.
Just a bit. Go on, amaze us.
525.
525 horsepower. That's a what, 6 litre engine?
6.3, yeah.
6.3 litre engine. Fuel capacity? Fuel, no, not fuel capacity. Fuel consumption.
Don't look.
Makes me feel slightly better about not owning something like this, but it must be an immensely fun car to drive.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And built in
2007.
2007, and looks it. We got the racing harnesses on the seat belts. A lot of chrome, a lot of black leather. Looks absolutely fantastic. Yeah,
Thank you.
good weather for it. Well, thank you very much. That's the Mercedes owners then. And again, if we can ask them to give a little bit of a twirl round in the same order they came in. We'll have one more chance to hear these engines purring quietly, or in this case growling quietly, before they go out. And then we're going to get Mr. Silly, yeah, carry on please. And then we're going to get Mr. Silly Billy in again to entertain the children. So for any young kids, obviously not until the arena's empty, but you can either lift your kids in, or they can come through the gaps that we've made. Yes, we've got a little bit of we've got a little bit of a gridlock here, haven't we? Somebody's sensible, there we go. Somebody's backing out. Thank you very much, sir. Nice one, Jonesy, getting a gridlock in an arena. Last chance to get a photo of these as they go out. There is something about white wall tyres, isn't there, on cars of that era? Nothing looks quite like it. And we're now going to see what sort of lock a big Mercedes has got. Oh, it made it too. Very good, very impressive. Excellent. Luxury motoring. Well, we've got lots more to bring you, but as I say, what we're going to do now is... Oh, hang on. Right, I've just had instructions from the boss. We're not going to have the magic, we're going to have the Figaros first. So in a moment, once the Mercedes are out, we're going to get these remarkable little cars, the Figaros. I followed one in this morning for the motorway. Very functional cars, very luxurious cars, but with an interesting little history of them. We did this last year, and my wife promptly fell in love with these little cars, and she wants one. All 3 first cars into the arena driven by women, all 4 first cars into women, so it's nice to see women driving at these shows. And clearly a ladies' car, and a car for kids to stick their head out of the sunroof, which is what sunroofs are all about. Now, these are fascinating little cars, these are. It's been asked before, not by me, what the date was at which the Japanese stopped making tinny, nasty little cars and started becoming world beaters and producing cars which people wanted for the next half century and were prepared to pay good money for. And possibly the answer is 1989, possibly a bit earlier than that, but 1989 was when these were introduced at the Tokyo Motor Show. They were designed by Shoji Takahashi, who won the design competition with his Figaro. And demand after the unveiling was astounding, is the quote. They only built 8,000, well they only planned to build 8,000 of these. They built 2,000 in each colour. There were only 4 colours, and each colour symbolised the season of the year, which is a very Japanese sort of concept. So we have emerald green, which was spring, you can see down in the far corner there. Pale aqua, which was summer. Topaz mist, autumn, which is the rarest of the colours, because those they stopped after the 2000 and they only ever made the 2000. And lapis grey, which was for winter. We do also have, of course, a yellow one down the far end. That's Susanna down at the end there. Susanna is a custom colour, and that yellow was not original, but they did decide that it's what they wanted, and it was sort of reasonably in keeping with the idea of the Figaro. So they're 8,000, they sold like whatever the Japanese equivalent of hotcakes are, and the demand was so great that they just went on making them. They made another 12,000, but even then they had to have a lottery. That was the only way you could buy one. You had to win the lottery in order to get your chance to buy one of these cars. And that is the 20,000. They're all numbered, every single one of them has a number from 1 to 20,000. Now, the Figaro was built by Nissan Special Projects Group. It was called the Pipe Factory, which is the Nissan equivalent to the Skunk Works, I guess. Always nice to see the Visas. Give us a twirl round, sir. Give us a twirl round. Show what it can do. No one else in all those bikes, all those scooters, all those Vespers and Lambrettas. Well, yeah, give him a round of applause then, because we've got one guy willing to come and show off his bike. Oh, another one coming, is there? Good, excellent. What a nice sound.
But work keeps getting in the way.
Does that, doesn't it?
I've got another 3 at home that needs doing, and loads of spares. It just gets in you. The first one I had one of these, the first time I had one of these was in 1972 when they first came out. This is actually the second model, but I've got one of the earliest ones at home, and then one of the later ones, so plenty of time in my retirement.
Excellent, there we go then. So we'll look forward to seeing others in future years. So that's the 550. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Fantastic. Give us another Another run round before you go.